What happens when loyalty shatters in thrash metal's most feared band? Kerry King's feuds didn't just end friendships, they changed metal history. Kerry King is the co-founder and guitarist of Slayer, multiple Grammys with riffs like Raining Blood and Angel of Death. In 2024, he launched his solo project, From Hell I Rise.
The last Slayer record, I wrote 95% of it anyway, you know, kind of the same situation. That's why when we get to this point, you know, when people still gripe about, hey, it sounds like Slayer, I'm like, what the fuck did you think it was going to sound like? You know, come on. It's what I do. Did I branch out a little bit? A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I probably put more punk on this record than I would have the next Slayer record had there been one. But, you know, that's where I come from, and I wanted people to get a taste of everything that made me who I am.
He's blunt, loyal to his code, and not afraid of heat. So these riffs still matter. Chapter 1. Dave Lombardo, The Broken Trust. He left the band 3 times. First in 1986 over pay. He felt underpaid during Slayer's rise, left mid-tour, and Tony Scaglione filled in until he returned in 1987. Second in 1992 for family and personal time. He stepped away for the birth of his first child and new projects, and Paul Bostaph took over. The third and most explosive. In 2013 was over contracts, access to money records, and growing tension with Kerry King and Tom Araya. In February 2013, just before the Soundwave Festival in Australia, Slayer's lawyers told Lombardo on February 14th he wouldn't be on the tour. A week later, Lombardo posted his side. He said about 90% of tour income was being taken as expenses, that he was denied full access to the books, and that new contract terms tried to limit what he could say.
Just to try to keep it together, but I couldn't go on, man. I had to step out because you can't be shafted like that. Nobody can take advantage of another person like that anymore. I did it for too many years, and I held my breath. Red flags kept going on in my books. It's like, really, I'm supposed to make more money? Why am I on the same salary? I'm making the exact same thing I've been making the past 2 years. And this is back in 2004. So I knew something was up. You know, and I tried my best to work it out with the guys. I brought Tom into the picture. I had Tom in a hotel room with me, talking to my attorney, and my attorney was telling him everything their management company had been doing to them for the past 30 freaking years. And we had an accountant, a forensic accountant, ready to go in there and look at the stuff. Tom got bought out. Management flipped him over a couple $100,000, who knows how much. You know, and Kerry as well, to keep quiet and go against Lombardo.
With shows looming, Slayer used John Dett for the Australian dates. Then later in 2013 reinstated Paul Bostaph as the permanent drummer. It was Lombardo's third exit. From Kerry King's point of view, Lombardo took a private fight public at the worst time, while the band was mid-flight and couldn't answer back. King's code is simple. Keep band business in the band, especially when a tour is on the line.
I think I feel bad for Dave because he made some really bad choices based on listening to some really bad advice. It was really weird for me because when Dave made his big, you know, tirade in the press, we were on a flight for 14 hours and couldn't make any rebuttals. So by the time we landed, it was almost like old news, so we didn't respond. But the funny thing is, the first text on my phone, which I got a billion texts, I'm like, what happened in America, you know, was Paul.
Going public felt like a betrayal of trust, not just a money issue. That's why he later said it flat out, Lombardo is dead to me. Chapter 2. Tom Araya. After Slayer's last show at the LA Forum on November 30th, 2019, Kerry King says he hasn't heard a word from Tom Araya. Not even a text, not even an email. From King's side, the bad blood comes from how the end happened and what followed. He felt the retirement was premature and says his first reaction was straight up anger because he still wanted to play. Then he learned Tom didn't want to make another Slayer record by hearing it in an interview.
I just read an interview with Tom. He sort of implied that after 35 years, he might take into consideration to retire. Was that taken out of the context?
He's very unclear.
Okay.
That's just how he is. I don't know if he likes holding his cards in his pocket or what. I mean, I don't have an answer, you know. I'm holding off a lot of things I want to do at home just because I don't know if I'm going to be working in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to be working, hopefully in Slayer.
That's good to know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what else am I going to do? I came out of high school and fucking went on tour.
From your point of view, there's no end in sight? That's
Not
good to
for
know.
me. Not for me, man. Especially on such a good record.
Perfect. So I'm looking forward to the next 35 years of Slayer.
Well, I don't know about that. I'll take another record or two.
Over time, King has also said they grew apart, different priorities and personalities, with Araya wanting to be home and avoiding the spotlight, while King still wanted to tour and work. Even the limited 2024 reunion festival dates were put together by management and Araya's wife, which King said surprised him. King has added that if Tom did reach out, he'd probably pick up, but until then the silence stands, and the reasons he's given, feeling blindsided, shut out, and at odds over ending the band, explain why the chill is real. Chapter 3. Dave Mustaine. In 1984, before Megadeth had real momentum, Kerry King stepped in on guitar for their first handful of shows. He was curious, he liked the fire, and he wanted to see what Mustaine was building. But it didn't take long for King to feel the fit was wrong.
Very many people know this, but Kerry King played guitar in Megadeth in the very beginning. Yeah, he was. David Ellefson still touts him as being the best rhythm guitar player that Megadeth ever had, which I think is really cool. And it's funny because when Kerry played with us, you know, he would still wear his Slayer colors, and we didn't. You know, so we would be there with high tops and sneakers on, and Kerry would be there with like nails for days everywhere.
Two hard-driving band leaders in one space meant control issues from day one. Who calls the shots, whose vision wins, and how the band carries itself on stage and off. King has always been about a tight inner circle and straight talk. Mustaine runs hot, speaks his mind, and can turn small sparks into big headlines.
I see who you are with the laser, you little dickhead. Oh, aren't you so cool? Yeah, I saved all my allowance from mommy to go buy a laser so I could shine it at Dave. I bet you're probably still a virgin, aren't you, Pecoroid? Well, how about you be cool so the people around you don't beat your fucking brains in and let me play guitar, okay? Thank you.
You. Every village has its asshole and you're it. See, that's what happens when cousins fuck. Yeah. Put your hands up. Who's the idiot? Put your hands down. You fucking asshole. 60,000 sperm and you're the one that won. What a fucking loser.
King bowed out fast and went back to Slayer, not because he thought Mustaine wasn't good, he's praised his playing many times, but because he saw trouble ahead if he stayed. Over the years, they've kept it civil in person, but prickly in interviews.
Yeah, it was after our first album, and I was an admirer of Mustaine because I saw Metallica play with Mustaine. Not many people can say that. And, you know, I was, blown away at how good that kid was. And I think we didn't really know each other, but we both played BC Rich, so an acquaintance brought it up, hey, why don't you see if, Kerry will play with you? And asked me, would you be interested in playing with Mustaine? And, I was a fan of his playing and admired how he played, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll help a dude out. So I played the first 5 shows. And then maybe that's where the original Bad Blood came when I left, I don't know. But, my band's always been Slayer.
The issue between them isn't one giant blow-up, it's a constant clash of style and temperament. Two alpha guitar players, both proud, both direct, neither willing to bend.
Mustaine's one of those guys that he can't help but stick his foot in his mouth.
No, I don't know why anybody can be in Megadeth for more than a couple hours, because that guy's crazy.
Respect? Yes. Comfort? Not really. And that's why this story still has an edge, even decades later. Right now, he's leading a solo band as Kerry King, his last choice name after every other idea got killed by trademark lawyers. His story isn't tabloid, it's a code. Keep the circle tight, say it straight, don't fake it. That's why these breaks still matter. A money fight that broke trust, a farewell that felt one-sided, and a short-lived 2-alpha experiment. The riffs outlived the drama, but the drama explains the scars.
Smash that subscribe button right now. Don't just sit there. Join the crew, stay locked in, and let's keep the beat alive.